Hello students, we have embarked on the journey of imparting and learning the nuances, intricacies, vagaries, subtleties of biology in a very simplified manner. I hope that our journey will be a pleasant and memorable one. In the last video, we had discussed about the 5 main characteristics of living organisms. What were they? Growth, reproduction, metabolism, cellular organization and consciousness. Today we will study about the next topic. Students, we find a number of varieties of species of plants and animals on our particular planet. So the number of species that are known and described range between 1.7 and 1.8 million. 1.25 animals and 0.5 million plants. Before moving further, let us discuss some important terms. What are those important terms? Biodiversity, identification, third one is nomenclature, the fourth one is ICBN, the fifth one is ICZN, the next one is binomial nomenclature, systematics, classification, need for classification, taxonomy and taxonomic studies. We will study all these characteristics, all these terms one by one. What is the first one? It's biodiversity. What is biodiversity? It is number and type of organisms present on Earth. What is the next one? It is identification. Now the question arises, how do we identify an organism? By describing it correctly. So the process of describing an organism correctly is known as identification. What is nomenclature? What is nomenclature? It is the process of naming an organism. It is the process of naming an organism. What is ICZN and ICBN? What is ICBN? It is the International Code of Botanical Nomenclature and it is used for naming plants. What is ICZN? It is the International Code of Zoological Nomenclature and is used for naming animals. The nomenclature is done in the Latin language because it is a dead one. Because it is a dead language. Now, what is binomial nomenclature? Bi means two names are here. It was given by Carolus Linnaeus, who belonged to Sweden. Here the first name is the generic name or genus. Second name is the specific epithet or the name of the species. The first one is written in capital letter. The second one is written in small letter. Name when handwritten, they are separately underlined, and if printed, it is done in italics. That means bold letters. Sometimes we can find curved ones also. The name of the author appears at the end of a specific epithet. Now let us take an example of Mangifera. It is the name of the genus. The first letter is written in capital. Indica, it is the name of this species. Here the first letter is written in a small one. These are handwritten, so they are separately underlined. The name of the author also appears at the end of a specific epithet. So we have cleared this particular thing with the help of an example. I hope you would understand the whole thing. Now we will study about systematics. What is systematics? This word has been derived from the Latin word systema. What does this word systema mean? The word systema means systematic arrangement of organisms. It means the systematic arrangement of organisms, and it also takes into account the evolutionary relationship between organisms. This is systematics for you. Now we will study about classification. What is classification? It is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories based on easily observable characters. So what is classification? It is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories or groups. And how are they categorized? On the basis of easily observable characters. So suppose that dogs, cats, lions, tigers, wheat, maize, these are all convenient categories, quite different from each other, and these can be easily studied. Dogs, cats, lions, tigers, wheat, maize, these are convenient categories which we can easily study on the basis of some characters which we can observe in a very subtle manner, in a very nice manner, in a very simple manner. Now the question arises, what was the need for classification? It is not possible for any one of us to study all the organisms one by one. So some means or methods were required to study them. So these methods were devised in the form of classification. I hope that you have understood my point. It is not possible for any one of us to study all the organisms one by one. So some means, some device, some methods, they were required to study them. For this particular purpose, classification was devised. Now the next one is taxonomy. What is taxonomy? It is the branch of knowledge. It is the branch of knowledge that deals with nomenclature, identification, and classification. What is taxonomy? So it is the branch of knowledge that is concerned with nomenclature, identification, and classification. Now the next term is taxonomic studies. These studies are useful in agriculture, industry, forestry, and also for knowing, and also to know the bioresources and their diversity. That's all for today from my side. We will conclude this in the next video. Till then, thank you. Keep learning.